to 50 movies in 50 weeks. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and me and Mark Anthony here. We normally watch these Mill Creek box sets, but today, because the movie that we were supposed to watch was called Night Fright, but we already covered that one a couple years ago, or last year, I don't know when we covered it. So this time we are covering Reefer Madness. I decided to go with Reefer Madness. I think in a previous video I said I wasn't going to do it, but because one of the earlier videos we did was for the Marijuana Menace, and that one wasn't quite as insane as I'd hoped it would be. I was like, you know what? Let's do an old classic. Let's do Reefer Madness. That one's infamous. They made a musical out of it. It is absurd and goofy and funny, and I thought, hey, why not talk about it? I'll probably be like one of a billion people that have talked about it on YouTube, but hey, you know what? I need a little bit of a break between all this puppet show shenanigans. It's exactly what you want it to be. People smoke a little bit of weed, and they become violent murderers, and they throw people out windows, and they shoot people, and they act insane. And it opens up with a guy wagging his finger at you to protect your children. And it's got all those famous moments in it. He goes, "Tell your children, and your children, and your children." It's got silly things like that. I've always wanted to see the musical remake of it, but I've just never gotten around to it. I'm sure someday I will. Vinegar Syndrome has released a Blu-ray of it. I don't know if I'll buy that, but I definitely want to check it out at some point. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Everyone is acting so crazy. It's so melodramatic. Everything goes from 1 to 1,000 in every single scene. It's super goofy. I had a blast revisiting it. This was my first time seeing it in black and white, because I think the first time I ever saw this movie was the Legend Films colorized version, and I think that's because it came married with Mike Nelson's commentary tracks, because there was a time where Legend Films was releasing old black and white movies in color, which I have mixed feelings on. But the real selling point was Mystery Science Theater. Mike Nelson from Mystery Science Theater was doing commentary tracks, and me, being an MST3K fan, was just trying to get every bit of things that were adjacent to that. So so I had a lot of fun revisiting this. First time watching it in black and white, I think, and I know it's going to be weird to say, but I think I preferred it in color. I'm typically not that way. I usually like movies to be presented in the way that they were originally released. I have very few exceptions. For instance, I like the updated special effects in the Star Trek original series. I don't know why it feels very sacrilegious for me to say that out loud, but I just do. But on the flip side, I hate the updated special effects for the original Doctor Who series. So I'm just a walking contradiction here. But yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. This movie's a lot of fun with friends. I remember my first time watching this. It was on that colorized thing. I had some friends over, and they got super high and watched it, and they seemed like they were having a good time. I was the only one not high watching this movie my first time watching it. So that's a memory. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's Reefer Madness. It's a cult classic for a reason, and it was a nice fun distraction from what I've been doing to revisit it. And do I recommend it? If you're into this sort of thing, definitely. It's a funny little movie, especially with friends. And the ending is one of my favorite endings to any movie ever. The "and your children" or whatever he says when he points to the camera, and you can tell there's no one in the room with him. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Remember, please be kind and rewind.